This is the third peer learning event of the G20 Compact with Africa program, which started about a year and a half ago. It's almost 2 years now. Now, this event is being held as a side event of the German African Business Summit held in Accra. And the objective of this particular event is to take stock of how the country teams have been working. You know, what is the level of coordination, what are the challenges, and what are some of the good practices that the other Compact country members can learn from.
It was the first time, I believe, that the Compact country teams have come together to talk about how the Compact works at the country level. And very uniquely, we also brought in the private sector. Again, I believe the first time that we had the Compact teams and the private sector looking at how we can make efficiencies, how we can improve impact, and how we can have real change on the ground through investment, particularly in infrastructure.
These reforms that we were starting with the Compact was kind of an international backing for a reform initiative, have been very instrumental in Togo to do also things domestically. The discussion today, of course, focused also, or some people call for focusing solely on public and private investment. I believe that this is important, but it's not the only thing. Because in some of the countries, I would speak for Togo also, we still need to carry forward the macroeconomic reforms that are necessary to get the private sector coming.
Compact countries have demonstrated resilience as a destination for foreign direct investment in the region against the backdrop of declining FDI flows into Africa. Total FDI flows into Compact countries amounted to $20 billion in 2017. The total annual volume of inbound FDI to all Compact countries increased by 36% over the past 5 years, from $14.9 billion to $20.2 billion in 2017. During the same period, investment flows to Compact countries increased as a share of total inbound FDI to Africa, rising from 29% to 48% of total FDI to the region, representing a combined $92 billion in reported FDI for the 5-year period. The capturing of a larger market share of FDI to Africa by Compact countries may indicate stronger investor confidence in this group relative to other countries in the region.
The Compact has been very useful to us at GIPC and Ghana because it has helped us focus on specific sectors. So in the past, we've had a broad number of sectors, and I think that recently we've been able to focus more on specific sectors and working towards those sectors more.
Ghana joined the Compact with Africa initiative to help boost private investment in the country, as well as increase investment in infrastructure for sustainable economic development. And today's meeting has been very fruitful because we get to hear from the experience of other countries like Tunisia and Cote d'Ivoire.
Tunisia has succeeded democratic transition. And now the most important challenge is how to succeed our economic challenge. Compact with Africa offers both important windows. The support of partners to meet our goals in policies reforms that are important to better and to enhance business climate. And in the second part, it offers a large also window to link and network with potential investors.
Right now, Benin has a government action program which has been the overarching structure in terms of defining the reform agenda for the Republic of Benin. The initiative provides an additional challenge in that we are having trouble gain private sector involvement where we want it to make sure that the Compact with Africa initiative delivers the kind of results that we want to see independently from the government action program. I think going forward, these missing linkages between the private sector, the reform agenda that we're putting forth, and the government of Benin are the main objectives to attain in terms of implementation of such initiatives.
We're really happy to see that the Compact with Africa initiative comes in line with Egypt's homegrown reform program. Indicators and the framework such as improving the business climate and improving macro stability and having access to finance, well, these are the same pillars that our reform program is built on, and we have the same objectives. Our reform program has been launched since 2 years ago, and we're really happy to see that the Compact with Africa initiative comes in line with our reform program and is a very welcome addition to it. We strive to have more coordination within the African countries, and we're really happy to see that this initiative has been launched, the Compact with Africa initiative.
One of the great things about the Compact with Africa is that it is really something that is destined or conceived to add value to the reform programs that are in existence in many countries. So it is not something that is additional in terms of a burden on the countries, but it builds on the various reform programs that countries have for their own poverty reduction and development plans, for their emerging programs. And the idea is for the Compact to put a laser focus on the role of the private sector in helping to achieve these objectives of growth, of inclusive growth, of job creation. So the idea is really to see to what extent are the programs that the various countries are undertaking with the help of their development partners, how are they focused much more than they normally are on the private sector.
As Africa grows and moves towards inclusive development, we need to have greater enhancement of the private initiatives, empower the private sector, and empower the small farmers, empower the youth, empower SMEs, and this is one way to actually, for us to live forward through things outside the box and through innovation.
I've seen too many initiatives in the past of Africa that didn't work because the African involvement was not in the lead. So to the extent that we can achieve this with this type of meetings, and that's what we are after, to ensure that this goes in the ownership and the coordination.